Carrie Marie Underwood is one of those rare figures in modern entertainment whose story feels both familiar and extraordinary. A small-town girl with big dreams, a powerhouse voice shaped by upbringing and determination, and a career that rewrote what it means to rise from a reality TV stage to become a global superstar. Yet behind the trophies, sold-out tours, and iconic songs lies a layered, deeply human story, one that continues to evolve long after her famous American Idol audition. Carrie was born on March 10, 1983, in the tiny rural community of Chakotah, Oklahoma. This was not a place typically associated with music stardom or glamorous stages. It was a farming town rooted in family, faith, and hard work. Growing up on a cattle farm, Carrie lived a life that demanded early mornings, chores, and responsibility. She learned the rhythms of nature, the importance of perseverance, and the value of humility long before anyone knew her name. These early lessons shaped the woman she would become and grounded her through the chaos of fame. From a young age, her voice was the thing people noticed first. Clear, controlled, and unexpectedly powerful for a little girl, her vocals earned her spots at local events, county fairs, and church performances. Carrie wasn't just a singer, she was someone whose voice made people pause. Still, despite her obvious gift, she didn't grow up believing stardom was realistic. Her world was small, her dreams big, and the bridge between them seemed unpredictable. It was that uncertainty that almost kept her from auditioning for American Idol. She was already planning for a more conventional life: college, a career, maybe teaching or public relations. Music was a passion, but not yet a perceived path. Encouraged by her mother, and fueled by the quiet possibility that maybe she was meant for something more, she eventually walked into the 2005 Idol auditions. That decision changed everything. Carrie's American Idol journey is now part of pop culture history. Her audition highlighted her natural talent, but also her unpolished innocence. She wasn't a seasoned performer, she wasn't flashy. Instead, she was authentic, a young woman who seemed surprised by her own potential. Week after week, she delivered flawless performances, blending power and emotional resonance in a way that set her apart from the competition. By the time she was crowned the Season 4 winner, she had already won over millions with her sincerity, humility, and extraordinary vocal range. But what happened after American Idol is what transformed Carrie Marie Underwood from a reality show champion into a defining voice of her generation. Her debut album, Some Hearts, became the best-selling album by any Idol contestant and one of the best-selling female country albums of all time. Songs like Before He Cheats, Jesus, Take the Wheel, and Wasted catapulted her into mainstream recognition. She didn't just cross genres, she blended them, creating a polished country pop sound that appealed to audiences far beyond Nashville. Carrie's career success didn't end with hit singles. She became a force in award shows, repeatedly earning Grammys, CMA Awards, ACM Awards, and countless other accolades. Her tours sold out worldwide, and her live performances grew increasingly elaborate, showcasing not only her vocal prowess, but also her theatrical, visually captivating presence. Yet fame did not erase her values. Even as her star rose, Carrie remained deeply connected to her Oklahoma roots. Her philanthropic work, from animal welfare to disaster relief to children's charities, reflected her upbringing and personal convictions. She never forgot where she came from or the people who shaped her early life. Carrie's personal journey also added layers to her public image. In 2010, she married NHL player Mike Fisher, forming one of entertainment's most beloved celebrity couples. Their marriage blended two seemingly different worlds, a country superstar and a professional athlete. Yet their shared faith and strong family values formed the backbone of their relationship. They welcomed two sons, Isaiah and Jacob, and Carrie has often spoken about how motherhood changed her, softened her in some ways, strengthened her in others. But her life has not been without hardships. Carrie experienced multiple pregnancy losses before the birth of her second child. She also suffered a serious facial injury after a fall in 2017, an incident that made headlines and sparked speculation. Through all of it, she remained private yet honest, sharing enough to connect with fans while maintaining her emotional boundaries. These challenges only reinforced her resilience and depth. Another defining trait of Carrie Underwood is her evolution as an artist. She never stayed still creatively. While she remained rooted in country music, she explored rock influences, gospel elements, and even dramatic storytelling ballads. Her holiday album, My Gift, showcased her spiritual side, while Cry Pretty revealed a more vulnerable, introspective Carrie, one unafraid to address pain, struggle, and growth. Her Las Vegas residency added yet another chapter to her artistic legacy. The show displayed a more polished, theatrical Carrie, one unafraid to embrace spectacle and grandeur. Fans saw a performer who had mastered the balancing act of vulnerability, power, and visual artistry. Despite her fame, awards, and influence, Carrie has maintained a sense of grounded authenticity. She is known for her discipline, her professionalism, and her unwavering commitment to excellence. Whether training for intense fitness routines, crafting emotional songs, or advocating for causes she believes in, she approaches everything with focus and heart. Beyond the music, Carrie Underwood symbolizes something larger, the transformative power of opportunity. She represents the dream that talent, hard work, and faith can merge into something extraordinary. Her story shows that a girl from a cattle farm can become a global icon without losing her sense of self. Carrie is not just a singer. She is a storyteller, a performer, a mother, a philanthropist, and a cultural figure whose influence continues to spread across generations. Her voice remains one of the most recognizable in country music, and her legacy continues to grow with every project she undertakes. So who is Carrie Underwood? She is a rare blend of humility and ambition, tradition and innovation, strength and grace. She is a reminder that the most powerful stories often come from the most unexpected places, and that sometimes one brave decision can change everything. The narrative of Carrie Underwood's ascent from a little town in Oklahoma to international superstardom is already the sort of story that people frequently revisit in awe. However, the question that fans are currently asking is slightly different. What is the current location of Carrie Underwood? Not just in terms of physical distance, but also in terms of emotional, artistic, and personal connections. After having spent decades in the limelight, going on a myriad of tours, receiving a multitude of honors, experiencing many personal triumphs, and suffering through several private heartbreaks, where has her life adventure led her to? The response is comprised of multiple components. At this moment in time, Carrie Underwood has reached a stage in her life where the concept of fame is no longer an enigma. The idea of success is no longer something to be pursued, and nonetheless, her desire to continue to grow and develop is stronger than it has ever been. In order to gain a better understanding of where she is at the present moment, it is necessary to take a look at the various realms in which she now exists, including music, family, artwork, and identity. Carrie spends her time split between two very different worlds from a geographical standpoint: the tranquil expanse of the Nashville area home where she was raised, and the thrilling stage of her Las Vegas residency. She prioritizes her role as a mother when she is in her home state of Tennessee. A sense of domestic normalcy pervades the large land, a place of peace and seclusion where morning rituals consist of family meals, time spent with her sons, Jacob and Isaiah, and the like. She never takes anything for granted. Carrie fans hardly get to see this. A female character whose daily routine revolves around picking up children from school, cooking meals at home, and spending evenings in a calm setting. Her family life is something that she carefully guards. It is a realm that is completely separate from the bright lights of stadium stages and the famous red carpets. At the complete opposite end of the spectrum is Reef-Election, the residency that she has at Resorts World Las Vegas. Carrie is exhibiting all the characteristics of a superstar in this instance. The chapter of her life that she spent in Las Vegas is characterized by dazzling lights, lavish staging, and performances that pack a powerful punch. The residency is much more than just a performance. It is a display of who she is at this point in her life. Someone who is self-assured, experienced, driven, and unabashedly theatrical. She does not simply sing, she gives orders. She does not merely take the stage. She reshapes it into a universe that is completely constructed around her musical compositions, her personal story, and her vitality. At what point in her career is Carrie Underwood? She has reached a level of success that many musicians can only dream of: complete control. Carrie is now a seasoned professional in the field, having made her debut as a novice with a fresh face when she appeared on the stage of American Idol in 2005. Her albums are characterized by a sense of purposefulness. The decisions she makes regarding her creative work demonstrate a sense of maturity, and her performances are imbued with the gravity of experience. Carrie has become more refined throughout the course of time, in contrast to many other artists who have become less refined. Her approach has become more strategic, her graphics have become more cinematic, and her sound has been bolder. The fact that her music has taken a new direction recently is proof of that progress. Carrie has adopted a creative fearlessness by blending her country roots with rock edges and emotional depth. The album Cry Pretty showcased her susceptibility, My Savior highlighted her devoutness, and her most recent efforts portray a lady who is self-assured in all of her different forms. The vocalist with the powerful voice, the storyteller, the performer, and the believer. At this point in her career, she has achieved everything she had ever wanted to achieve. She is free from any restrictions, her fans trust her, and the business as a whole respects her. In my opinion, Carrie is in a chapter that is contemplative and grounded. Multiple miscarriages and the mental upheaval that comes with loss were two of the most difficult experiences she had on her path to becoming a mother. The experiences that she went through led to her maturation, not just in terms of the tone of her voice, but also in terms of its significance. She speaks with humility today about topics like thankfulness, resilience, and faith, since she has lived through unexpected difficulties. Her marriage to Mike Fisher, a former National Hockey League player, continues to be one of the most important aspects of her current life. They have constructed a partnership that is both calm and consistent, founded on the principles of trust, belief, and reciprocal assistance. Carrie and Mike are committed to keeping their personal lives private. They do this while still focusing on raising their children and establishing a stable lifestyle that is free from the distractions of Hollywood. The general public frequently makes guesses about the private lives of celebrities. The foundation that supports the position that Carrie finds herself in today is the balance between celebrity on a worldwide scale and simplicity that is rooted in her own community. The realm of entrepreneurship is another location in which Carrie is now present. Carrie's drive to grow, to empower, and to expand outside music are aspects of her that fans did not always get to see. These qualities are revealed through her fitness company, Fit 52, and through her successful sportswear line, Calia. The lifestyle that she follows on a daily basis is one that is centered on health and strength, and her dedication to these values is not just for show. Above all, this endeavor demonstrates that Carrie Underwood, as of 2025, is not only a singer, she is a brand, a leader, and a multi-dimensional force. Carrie is experiencing a period of self-confidence in her emotional life. The interviews she has given demonstrate that she is a woman who has become skilled at managing public scrutiny in an elegant manner. She found herself being scrutinized after she sustained a facial injury a number of years ago that necessitated the administration of dozens of sutures. All of the speculation, the sensationalized headlines, and the complete lack of privacy that accompanied them could have led to a disruption in her perception of herself. She emerged even more powerful than she was before. That chapter increased her self-assurance, bolstered her resilience, and served as a reminder that her identity was not contingent on perfection, but rather on strength. Carrie is now able to peacefully exist in a state of genuineness. She takes equal delight in her various duties as a mother, artist, businesswoman, and performer. She no longer shapes herself to conform to the expectations of others. She is the one who establishes them. What is Carrie Underwood's current location? She is now operating in expansion mode. Her compositions display an expanding emotional spectrum, and her performances exhibit the qualities of an artist who is not afraid to undergo reinvention. She has started to embrace the art of narrative in theater, combining her passion for dramatic staging with her powerful singing. The supporters are able to detect a change, not one that is taking her away from her roots in her nation, but rather one that is moving her in the direction of a more expansive artistic expression. She is in the process of investigating, advancing, and exerting effort. Where does she find herself in terms of culture? At a point in time where her impact reaches well beyond the genre of country music. Carrie is a well-known figure in the American entertainment industry. Her dependability, her strong faith, her voice, and her unflinching professionalism have earned her a reputation that has become a distinguishing characteristic of her. She has achieved a level of respect that was not obtained by relying on controversy or shock value, but rather by demonstrating durability and excellence. And to conclude, where does Carrie Underwood find herself in terms of her emotional and spiritual well-being? She is currently experiencing a period of thankfulness. What is needed is appreciation that is deliberate and with a goal, rather than mere passive thankfulness. She frequently discusses the fortunate circumstances of her life, such as her family, her professional success, and her good health, but she also takes into consideration the difficulties she has encountered that have contributed to her development. The foundation of her life is her belief, which influences the choices she makes and supports the achievements she has made. At this point in time, where does Carrie Underwood reside? She is at every place where she desires to be, on the very stage that excites her, in the residence where she feels at ease, on the creative routes that present a challenge to her during the peaceful times that enable her to stay grounded, and in the hearts of supporters who have remained loyal to her and witnessed her rise from the very first note she sang in her audition for the Idol competition to the worldwide stage on which she now finds herself. Carrie Underwood has reached the point of being no longer on the ascent. She has reached the apex. At this point in time, she is making a conscious decision about exactly where she takes her position, doing it with clarity, purpose, and strength. Carrie Underwood family. Carrie Underwood's ascent to stardom has been meticulously chronicled, beginning with her appearance on the American Idol stage and continuing through her evolution into one of the most impactful country music stars of her era. However, it is the institution of her family that holds a far greater significance to her than the shining accolades, outstanding performances, and records that have reached the top of the charts. Carrie Underwood's family history is not simply a narrative about parents, siblings, a spouse, and children. Rather, it is a story about how love, values, faith, and tenacity have molded the lady who is today well known across the globe. Carrie, who was the youngest daughter of Stephen and Carol Underwood, was merely an ordinary girl growing up in the quiet, rural village of Checotah, Oklahoma, before she became a famous. Their family residence was surrounded by an environment in which everyone was acquainted with everyone other. There were also dirt roads and farmland in the vicinity. Carrie's first memories were marked by the feeling of safety and intimacy that was provided by this atmosphere. Her parents did not have a lot of money, and their lifestyles were not at all spectacular. Her mother was a teacher at an elementary school, while her father worked at a mill that produced paper. They lived with humility, worked diligently, and prioritized their families, which were all qualities that Carrie continued to adhere to throughout her adult life. It is common for Carrie to express her feelings of love and appreciation when discussing the time she spent as a youngster. She recalls the early mornings she spent on the farm, during which she performed tasks such as feeding the animals, chasing chickens, and acquiring an understanding of what it means to be responsible. When asked in interviews, she explains that her parents did not use words to teach her humility, discipline, and kindness. Rather, they demonstrated these values via their own behavior. Her mother was a person who spoke in a gentle manner but was quite forceful. She strongly believed in supporting and promoting people's abilities without putting too much pressure on them. She thought that her father was a dependable, patient, and gentle person. They established a residence together in which aspirations were fostered in a subdued yet consistent manner. Carrie's two sisters, Shanna and Stephanie, who were both older than she was, also had a big impact on Carrie's life during her childhood. Being the youngest of her siblings provided her a sense of balance between being protected and being able to be independent when she was growing up. Her sisters frequently provided her with guidance, made fun of her, and looked after her in equal measure. When she began to sing, they were the first to applaud for her. They were the first to boast about the quality of her voice, and they continued to be a stabilizing force in her life even after she achieved celebrity status. It is something that Carrie values immensely, the fact that before and after she became famous, her sisters never changed the way they treated her. After winning American Idol, Carrie gained a great deal of fame, and her family became her source of stability. Despite the fact that the entire world was celebrating her accomplishments, her parents and sisters continued to regard her as the same young woman who used to sing in church and assist them in working on the farm. Rather than attempting to make money off of her celebrity status, they provided her with their silent backing and gave her the feeling of living a life that was more typical than the one she was living at the time. Carrie frequently travels back to Oklahoma to see them, taking solace in the comforting sights, scents, and sounds of her old home. After that, a new chapter began, Carrie's own family, the one she would establish once she became an adult. Her marriage to Mike Fisher, a professional player for the National Hockey League, NHL, who was well known for his prowess on the rink, as well as his humility off of it, took place in the year 2010. Their partnership was founded on a foundation of shared values, including loyalty, faith, and a dedication to family. Mike was a symbol of both fortitude and tranquility for Carrie. Her life, which was dedicated to music, and his life, which was dedicated to athletics, were both united in their marriage. However, their connection developed spontaneously, and it was based on trust and respect for one another. Mike Fisher is Carrie's husband, but he is also her companion in every possible way. He provides her with his unwavering support in her professional endeavors without in any way overshadowing them, and he safeguards the seclusion of their family without severing her connection to the public, which she has a deep affection for. Rather of crumbling under hardship, the strains of celebrity, career shifts, and personal challenges have strengthened their marriage over time. The process of becoming parents brought them closer together. Carrie's life was altered in ways that she had not anticipated when Isaiah, their first son, was born in the year 2015. Having children brought about a change in her point of view, which led her to alter the things she prioritized, to become more sensitive, and to experience a sort of love that she had only ever envisioned before. Her frequent reference to Isaiah as her miracle stems from the fact that he was her firstborn child, as well as the fact that he was the one who awakened a new version of herself. Isaiah has inherited his mother's soft temperament and his father's athletic curiosity. Carrie has revealed glimpses of the strong relationship that they share, such as singing together, telling bedtime stories, and small moments where Isaiah jumps onto her lap on the stage before a show begins. Carrie has always made a conscious effort to ensure that her children are grounded, despite the fact that she is a celebrity. She instills in children the same principles she picked up while working on the farm: humility, gratitude, and respect. On the other hand, Carrie encountered numerous obstacles in her pursuit of starting a family. Carrie went through many miscarriages prior to the birth of her second son, experiencing devastating losses that caused her to doubt her own resilience and wonder what lay ahead for her. These intimate instances of anguish were subsequently included into her public testimony, not in order to elicit compassion, but in order to assist others in feeling less isolated. In a truthful manner, she recounted her experiences, acknowledging the emotional toll, but also highlighting her unwavering faith, which helped her persevere through the most difficult times. Jacob, their second son, was born in 2019. He was a rainbow child who arrived after the storm of their loss. Jacob possesses an exuberant and spirited demeanor that has the power to uplift the mood of any space. Carrie frequently characterizes him as the thing that reminds her of hope, resilience, and the power of trust. Her home was filled with the sound of laughing, noise, and the lovely turmoil of being a parent as she saw him develop in tandem with Isaiah. The way that Carrie and Mike raise their sons is indicative of the fact that they share the same ideals. Despite the fact that their parents have achieved celebrity status, they make an effort to maintain their children's lives as normal as they possibly can. Carrie's priority is to provide her sons with the stability that she experienced during her own childhood, whether it be on fishing trips, farm tasks, school activities, or peaceful evenings spent at home. She hopes that they will develop into compassionate, well-rounded young men who will work hard and appreciate moments of simplicity. Carrie's life consists of glittering stages, award shows, and foreign tours, yet she always finds her way back to her family. The house that she owns outside of Nashville is not an ostentatious mansion. Rather, it is a refuge that has been constructed with the purposes of providing seclusion, warmth, and comfort. She treasures the peaceful mornings she spends with her children, the calm meals she shares with Mike, and the lovely equilibrium she maintains between her career and parenting, which she is still working on perfecting. The narrative of Carrie Underwood's family is not one of perfection. Instead, it is a story of love, struggle, development, and grace. She is a daughter who has been molded by her parents, who are both strong individuals. She is a sister who has been anchored by the bonds that she has maintained for her whole life. She is a wife who has been reinforced by her relationship. And she is a mother who is affected by the unconditional love that her children have for her. Despite the fact that she spends every song she sings, every stage she takes command of, and every second she spends with the rest of the world, her family continues to be the center of her existence. Carrie Underwood's most significant accomplishment, in the end, is not the renown she acquired, but rather the family she has established and the principles she consistently passes on to others. When we consider her life, we are reminded that even the most brilliant stars shine with the greatest intensity when they are rooted in love. Carrie Underwood career. The career of Carrie Underwood represents one of the most remarkable transformations in the history of contemporary music. She started out as a small-town girl with a tremendous voice and has now become an international celebrity whose influence extends far beyond the country music genre. Her journey is not just a collection of triumphs. It is a story of resilience, desire, and the bravery to take huge jumps. Carrie's job path was not the result of chance. Its growth was fueled by determination, faith, and an unwavering conviction that she was destined to sing. Carrie Marie Underwood was just an ordinary girl from the town of Checotah, Oklahoma, long before she gained fame and was introduced to the world at large. She was raised on a cow ranch, with animals all around her, the open sky above her, and the sound of peaceful simplicity in the background. She had a natural talent for music. Despite the fact that she performed at local festivals, school functions, and in church, she never envisioned herself achieving celebrity. The thing that she cherished was her voice. She didn't think of it as a stepping stone to a career. It was simply a gift that she carried with her. When she went for an audition for American Idol in the year 2005, everything changed. Carrie entered the room where she was to be auditioned without any prior experience performing on major stages and without any professional voice training. She did so with a sense of humility and a dream that she scarcely dared to speak of out loud. However, the instant that she started to sing, a change took place. Her voice, which was characterized by its clarity, strength, and emotional depth, was able to rise above the cacophony of the contest. She was not only able to impress the judges, she left them completely flabbergasted. Carrie became a beloved figure as the competition progressed. She maintained her composure when confronted with pressure, consistently delivered strong performances, and had a personality that others could identify with. Every single week, she gave a faultless vocal performance that included power ballads, country classics, and passionate anthems, which all served to demonstrate her range as a singer. When she triumphed in Season 4 of American Idol, she had already risen to the status of a symbol of music in the United States. The victory in Idol marked just the first step. Some Hearts, which was Carrie's debut album, established the trajectory for her career. The album, which was released in 2005, went on to become one of the highest-selling country albums of all time, in large part due to the success of songs such as Jesus, Take the Wheel, and Before He Cheats. These songs have come to be recognized as important cultural milestones. Jesus, Take the Wheel connected with followers who longed for faith and hope, while Before He Cheats became an anthem of empowerment and blazing confidence. Carrie was not only a novice artist, she was a formidable presence. It was not long before accolades began to pour in. Carrie collected them with a combination of appreciation and disbelief. The Grammys, the CMA Awards, the ACM Awards. She was living a life that she had previously believed was only reserved for the individuals that could be found in magazines. However, she was suddenly the woman who appeared on the magazine covers. Carnival Ride, which was released in 2007 as her second album, cemented her reputation as a celebrity. It was evident from songs such as So Small and Last Name that the artist possessed a command of storytelling and a significant degree of emotional depth. The fact that the album was successful demonstrated that she had not only momentum on her side, but also longevity. Carrie started to develop and grow her artistic personality and her unique sound over the course of several years. Play On 2009, which was her third album, represented a shift toward a more refined, pop-influenced approach. With songs like Temporary Home, she was able to remind her listeners of her origins in emotional storytelling. And with tracks like Cowboy Casanova, she was able to demonstrate her more humorous and daring side. Carrie was able to mix mainstream appeal with artistic progress, a feat that very few musicians are able to accomplish with such ease. On the other hand, the ability to grow is what shapes Carrie Underwood's career, which is not solely defined by music. Blown Away was released in the year 2012, and by that time, she was no longer merely a country music singer. She had become an international phenomenon. The album demonstrated an impressive cinematic production, particularly in tracks like as Blown Away and Two Black Cadillacs, which propelled her into a darker and more intricate narrative. Carrie was pushing the boundaries of her trade by refusing to conform to a typical artistic path. She also spent a significant amount of time traveling around for her job. She was praised for her vocal strength, theatrical imagery, and emotional delivery when she performed live. Carrie demonstrated a degree of professionalism that raised the bar for others, regardless of whether she was performing at an award ceremony or at an arena. She was not simply singing, she was giving orders. She was not merely putting on a show, she was crafting experiences. As her profession continued to develop, so did her drive to discover new creative areas to pursue. She composed more music on her own. She made an attempt to incorporate rock music elements. She demonstrated her versatility by collaborating with artists that were not in the country music genre. She released Cry Pretty in 2018, which was her most vulnerable album to date. Through this endeavor, viewers were able to see behind the scenes, beyond the polished perfection, and into the unrefined emotions that were influenced by personal challenges. These difficulties included her miscarriages and her healing process following a devastating facial injury. Honesty, suffering, fortitude, and rebirth were the themes that ran throughout the record as a whole. In addition to that, Carrie's profession branched out into the realm of television and special projects. In 2013, she demonstrated her willingness to take creative risks by starring in the live TV musical The Sound of Music Live. She redefined the way her followers interacted with her by introducing her fitness brand, Fit 52, as well as her athleisure collection, Calia by Carrie. Carrie's participation in these projects demonstrated that she was not satisfied with simply being a vocalist. She desired to motivate, empower, and construct. The release of her Christmas album, My Gift, in 2020 and her gospel album, My Savior, in 2021 revealed yet another dimension of her artistic talent, her spiritual base. The motivation behind these projects was genuine. They were not developed with the intention of achieving financial success. They were a reflection of her thanks as well as her heritage and her beliefs. Following that, she was included in Reflection, a residency in Las Vegas. Everything that she had accumulated throughout the course of 2 decades was brought together in the performance. Her singing abilities, her visual presence, her storytelling, and the self-assurance of someone who has a complete understanding of their own identity. Carrie was at the height of her abilities, and the audience could see it. She was brave, polished, and glowing. In this day and age, the career of Carrie Underwood is positioned at a rare point of junction between longevity and evolution. She has sold millions of CDs, received scores of awards, and has been instrumental in shaping the future of female country musicians. In spite of everything, she refuses to remain stagnant and keeps on growing. She displays greater daring when it comes to taking risks, exhibits greater intensity when she performs, and demonstrates greater depth in her writing than she has ever done before. Carrie's genuineness, however, is the source of the genuine strength of her work. Controversy and shock value were not the foundations of her success. She was able to build it via the use of her talent, discipline, and grace. She is respectful of her profession, shows her audience that she cares, and continues to remain firmly grounded in the ideals that have influenced her. There is no way that her career is over. Carrie Underwood, more than anything else, is entering a new period of artistic freedom, one in which she has control over her story, can decide on her own path, and can create her legacy in accordance with her own wishes. Carrie Underwood's career has been one of the most extraordinary adventures in the field of entertainment. She has risen from a small-town hopeful to a country music royalty, and her path has taken her from local fairs to international stages, from Chakota to Las Vegas. And she is not finished yet. Her next chapter is still in the process of unfolding, with the promise of new stories, new sounds, and new heights to be reached by a lady who continues to ascend.